Welcome to Class 27 of Practical Lawyering, covering time and billing. We're going to combine this class with Class 28, covering work-life balance. The two topics are actually somewhat related. If you have a good time and billing system that's easy to use and simple, you'll find that it will go a long way toward making your life less stress-free. Nobody likes to have to keep track of their time, but the fact of the matter is, most lawyers still do, and probably will for the foreseeable future. The idea of work-life balance is really more accurately expressed as life balance, because it's really about balancing things in your life. And that means balancing your work obligations with other things that you either have to do or would like to do. And you certainly don't want to be one of those lawyers who's stressed out because all they ever do is work, and work overwhelms them. If you have a choice over what sort of billing system to use, I would recommend that you use one that's simple to use and preferably web-based. This is my time and billing system. It's called Bill for Time. And what I do is I open up a little widget at the bottom right of my computer screen, and I simply select whichever client and matter I'm working on as I'm working on it, and I type in a brief description of what I'm doing. So this is what you see here on the screen. I find this a really easy system to use because all of the time can be captured quickly. I don't have to fill out a timesheet or you deal with paper. I just write my time as I do it. And I can select several clients. If I'm starting out the day, I can open up a little widget or use this widget to activate each client that I'm working on, and then just fill in a little description. And then during the day, and you'll see this later on, I'm able to simply hit the play button and have it continue to record time as I'm working on things. So I don't have to keep track of exactly how much time I worked. The program does it for me. This makes my life a lot easier. And I've created sample clients and sample matters, so I'm not showing you actual matters that I'm working on, so I'm not violating any client privacy. But you can see here that I'm recording the time, and if I click this button, the play button, it's going to continue to record time in real time. So this makes it really easy for me to keep track of my time. A nice feature about Bill for Time is the iPhone application, which lets me keep track of time when I'm out of the office using the same techniques that I just demonstrated. I can either enter the time manually and record the time manually, or I can also have it keep track of the time using a built-in timer. Obviously, Bill for Time is not the only service. Another service is Clio, which I haven't tried, but this is an all-in-one web-based practice management system. What does it do? Well, let's find out.
Imagine how much easier managing your practice would be if your practice management software was web-based. There would be no software to install or configure, no time-consuming server setup or maintenance, and no recurring IT costs. You would be able to access and manage your practice's information from any device, a PC, Mac, or mobile device, from anywhere with an internet connection. Clio makes this vision a reality. Clio is a comprehensive suite of practice management tools tailored specifically for the needs of sole practitioners and small firms. With Clio, you can spend your valuable time building your practice instead of managing desktop applications. Clio's user interface is both clean and easy to use. Your practice dashboard helps you keep on top of your outstanding tasks and schedule for the day. Practice Performance allows you to stay on top of your financial objectives and performance. Clio's calendaring and task tracking tools allow you to keep on top of your important meetings, reminders, to-dos, and action items. You're also able to share, assign, and receive tasks or reminders with other members of your Clio account. Central to Clio's practice organizing power is a comprehensive matter management system, which allows you to quickly view and modify all relevant matter information from a single, easy-to-use interface. Clio's customer relationship management system puts your key client information at your fingertips. Tracking your time and expenses is simple and intuitive in Clio. built-in timers make it easy to switch from task to task during your busy day and can even be started and stopped from Clio's iPhone interface. Save hours generating and tracking client invoices with Clio's integrated billing system. Automatically identify unbilled time and disbursements, generate customizable PDF invoices, and track payments as they are received. Clio also helps you manage your bank and trust accounts. Clio's integrated document management system allows you to attach and upload documents to Matters, eliminating the headache of managing documents and document versions via email. Finally, Clio makes searching for and locating key information as easy as an internet search. Simply type in your search terms and your practice data is searched and presented to you in an instant. Clio ensures your data security and helps you to maintain client confidentiality. Clio's bank-grade password-protected security and privacy technology has been reviewed and approved by leading internet security firms. Web-based, secure, and easy to use, Clio overcomes many of the technical hurdles presented by conventional practice management solutions. Spend your valuable time building your practice instead of managing desktop applications. Start simplifying your practice today. Sign up for a free, fully functional 30-day trial at www.goclio.com.
As I said, there are many time and billing programs, and Clio and Bill for Time are just two. You don't need to investigate them all. You just need to find one that works for you, that, as I said, is simple and easy to use so that you capture all of your time accurately and without a lot of fuss. Let's turn now to the final lecture on life balance. There's a lot that can be said about this topic, and I'm obviously not going to try to cover it all. The main point that I think I would like to make, however, is this. Lawyers lead inherently stressful lives. We're involved in conflict resolution. And that means that a lot of the conflict rubs off on us. The first key to keeping yourself balanced is not to take everything personally, and to not let yourself get caught up in all of the drama and momentum of a hostile case. That's the first step. The second step is a little bit trickier. It involves developing skills that you were not taught or encouraged to use in law school, and that you probably won't be encouraged to use in the practice of law. Lawyers are trained to cultivate their left brain thinking, the rational, sequential type of reasoning. But there's a whole nother type of reasoning that is very important to use, not just as a lawyer, but also in your life in general. The idea that there would be creativity in the practice of law may be strange to some people, but it's true. People need to think creatively more so now than ever, and this is also true for lawyers. There's a great book by Daniel Pink called A Whole New Mind, and he explains all of this in detail. But rather than try to explain it in detail, I'd rather let you listen to an interview he did with Oprah where he explains an important facet of this idea.
It's going to take to succeed. It used to be that the abilities that mattered most in any kind of profession were the left brain kind of abilities. Logical, linear, sequential, SAT, spreadsheet kind of abilities.
Right.
And today, those abilities still matter,
Right.
but they're not enough. And the abilities that now matter most are abilities that are characteristic of the right hemisphere. Artistry, empathy, inventiveness, big picture thinking. Those kinds of abilities have become really the first among equals in a whole range of businesses, a whole range of professions. That the scales are tilting, that the sorts of abilities of people, I'm in my mid-40s, the sorts of abilities that, say, parents of people in my generation said, learn how to become an accountant, learn how to become a lawyer. Those are the abilities that will give you a very solid foothold in the middle class. Those kinds of abilities now still matter, but they're the kinds of abilities you can send overseas. They're the kinds of abilities you can reduce to lines of code in a computer program or website. And they're the kinds of things in this world where we have so much stuff, just so much material abundance, that what you really need is the ability to iterate something new, to come up with something the world didn't know it was missing. And those end up being very right brain abilities.
Okay.
So I think Daniel Pink makes a great point. Much of what lawyers and other knowledge workers have traditionally done can now be done faster or cheaper by computers or by offshore workers. This, of course, does not mean that the need for lawyers goes away. It simply means that lawyers need to adapt to a new way of doing things. As lawyers, we need to find new ways to solve problems that not only make our clients' lives easier, but also make our lives easier. Obviously, technologies such as the internet are changing the game, and we need to take advantage of those changes if we're going to succeed and make our lives more wholesome, more rounded, and more enjoyable. That's it for these classes. I hope that you've enjoyed them as much as I've enjoyed presenting them. Of course, if you ever have any questions, feel free to call me or email me. I'd be happy to help.